Oops. Hi, welcome. Thank you guys for taking the time to come in to this conference. It's really good to see you. I am Mrs. Harrison, um, Mr. Lyther, and Miss Liu. It's very nice to get to sit down and talk to you guys. I don't get to see you often, um, but this is a good opportunity to have you. So thank you for taking the time to come in today. Well, log on today. um, it's definitely been a joy having your daughter in class. She's a sweetheart. Um, she likes school. I can tell that she likes school. Um, she does get along with her friends. You know, sometimes we have to just encourage her to speak a little more or play with her friends more in class. But I can tell that she enjoys coming to school. Um, so, how are you guys feeling today about this meeting?
I'm okay
Um,
with it. I'm not
Uh-oh.
sure what the real need for it.
Okay.
I feel my child is doing well at school. She's happy and she has friends.
Yep.
So I don't really know whether there's anything that we need to help her with
She
or
speaks highly of you.
Yes, we definitely enjoy having her in class. She's been a joy to have this year. Um, and it's just a meeting to touch bases because I don't really get to see some of the parents, especially like now, um, with the virtual and some in person, some virtual. But I just wanted to touch bases with you guys and, just see how I can get you a little bit more involved, in the classroom or with some things at home. Just had two concerns. Sometimes she seems a little bit withdrawn or just not, speaking out. But I also noticed that, just looking at her paperwork, that she's not listed as an ELL student. So I wanted to check and see what language is mostly spoken at home before we get started.
usually at home, I help her. I'm with her for most of the time. So English is not my native language, so I'm not really confident enough to speak in English with her at home.
Okay.
So usually I will just talk with her in Chinese. So that's what we use at home. But I think at school she will use English, so I think she will be fine.
Okay. Um, yep. So she does, and there are some times where I think it's, some things just may be a little bit harder for her to say, or maybe she's not familiar with the words as much. But I also noticed that she's not one of our ELL students, and just didn't know if you guys didn't want her to receive those services because we do have um, teachers here that can work with her and really help to push her English so that she can get a lot of those vocabulary words down and just the everyday words that we're using in the classroom and different words that you guys use at home, so that she's just a little bit more confident in her English and speaks up a little bit more. Is that something that you all would be comfortable with her receiving those services?
I think we'd be okay with that. Just I kind of thought, since she was born here in America, that she wouldn't necessarily qualify for that or need
Oh,
that.
Oh, yeah, no. So it just basically goes on like what she speaks mostly at home. So if she's mostly speaking Chinese at home, and she's coming here, it can be a little bit confusing for them, especially so young, just trying to go back and forward because her natural instinct would be to speak, her native language that she speaks at home with you guys. So we definitely can get her signed up to get those services, so that she can just get a little bit stronger there. And then she can also bring it home and she can practice with you guys and teach you all some new words also, so that you guys are just kind of working together.
So will she get this service every day, or is just like once a week?
So here it's usually about 2 times a week. But they're in class hours and then they're also pull out hours. So the teacher will come in and she will work with her in the classroom so that she's not being pulled out just so she's supporting her with an inclusion method. And then she'll also have some time where she's just pulling her out and going over certain things in a less distractive environment.
Oh, okay. So that's one-on-one?
Yep. One-on-one, or sometimes there may be one or two other students with her. So it'll
So
still be smaller than the class size.
So what are the other students doing while she has the ELL in service?
So she usually tries to pull her, they will usually try to pull the students, I'm sorry, during like a time where it's not really a high academic time. So maybe there are like some centers happening, and then she'll just take her for 20 or 30 minutes during that time. So she won't pull her away from like small group activities or like literacy and math lessons. She won't like take her during academic times.
Oh, okay. I think that's good for her. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep, definitely want to do that. And then also brings me to my last talking point here, which is just her like letter sounds and her letter ID. Um, the goal by the end of kindergarten is that she knows all of her letter sounds and all of her letters in and out of order, because the goal for the end of kindergarten is also that they're reading. So she needs to know these sounds and how to blend them so that she can be on reading level at the end of the year. And right now, she's about halfway through with her letter ID, and she only has about 25% of her sounds. So definitely getting this service will help her with that as well, because it could just be the language barrier where maybe she's learning it one way at home and she's learning it different at school. Is that something that you guys work on at home?
Well, I'm a truck driver, so I'm not at home as much as I should be. So I honestly really busy.
Okay.
I have no idea about what phonics is, to be honest. I never learned this at school. English is just my second language. So I don't really know why she needs to learn this and how I can help her with this at home.
Yeah.
And then I really don't know why she falls behind, because I think she's doing quite well at school.
Yep. And so now that she definitely is doing well, his thing will be look at like her sight words. She is memorizing those words, and she's really high with her sight words, or we call them sometimes high frequency words, because those are the words that we see a lot when we're doing reading in class. But when it comes to her like looking at a word that she doesn't know and she has to sound it out, that's where she'll have to know the letter and the sounds that those letters make to blend them together to be able to read. But she has been working with me with some flashcards here, and I've set her up a a space like in the library where she like gets stickers, her and all the other students, where they get like stickers for each letters that they have mastered and the sounds. And that's something that I can send home with you guys if you would like to work with her more with that, with her letters and her sounds. I can send home some flashcards, maybe in English and in your native language.
I feel that her father is really busy every day. So even though his native language is English, but he can't really help her, and I don't really know a lot about English, so I don't really know how I can use the materials they'll send home to help her with that. I mean,
Well,
if she can get more services at school, maybe that will be better for her.
yep, so she'll definitely get those additional services at school. But the flashcards are something that she knows how to use as well. So it can just be maybe something that you can show her and she can practice saying them at home. And so what I can do is send home the ones that um, she's already mastered. I'll send her home those, and maybe she can just like put like a star next to them with a dry erase marker on them. And then that way I can see which one she's worked on while she was at home. But I can also email you some videos on how to work with her with the cards, if that will be helpful.
Oh, Yeah, I feel that will be much easier for me.
I think
So
that would
she
be
can
good.
do
And
reading.
on my next weekend, the next weekend when I don't have, when I'm back at home for my next trip, I can take time to go over that with her.
Yeah, yep. So I definitely will send a few videos for you guys that she can practice independently, and there'll be some that you guys can work with her as well.
Oh yeah, and she likes singing a lot. If there is any
Yep, there a
song,
lot of them have songs. Yes.
yeah, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Um, I was going to ask, how was your both of you all's experience with school?
Complicated.
Okay.
Uh, I was an IEP kid, and I hated a lot of my schooling, but kind of got through it.
Okay.
Um, for me, elementary school, I was good, but I had a lot of difficulties in secondary schools. I hate math, I hate physics, chemistry, all these science things. So I was not really a good student, and and I need a lot of help from the teachers. So that's the reason why sometimes I really don't know how to help my kid at
Mm-hmm.
home.
Okay. Well, if it will help you guys also to be more interactive with us in the classroom, because I would like to continue to build a partnership with you guys so that we are, all on the same page and we're pushing her in the right direction. If we can set up a good day and time to either do a video call weekly or bi-weekly, um, or if you all will prefer email check-ins, whichever one you're more comfortable with and whichever one works with your schedule. But I definitely want us to keep in ongoing communication with each other.
I feel email is better for me.
Okay. Would you prefer weekly emails or bi-weekly emails to check in and see how things are going, or how the resources are going for you guys, or if you need more resources?
I think maybe bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. Okay. What day works better for you as far as that communication?
I think any day is okay.
Okay. Okay. Dad, how about you?
Um, I check my email quite often, so I think any day is fine.
Okay. Um, and I know like our less busy days as far as meetings are Wednesdays. So we want to say Wednesdays will be our check-in bi-weekly.
Okay.
All right. So we'll write Wednesdays, bi-weekly check-ins. Um, and I'm gonna make sure that I send home more things in your language and in English, just things that we've been working on in class, different vocabulary words. And I'll make sure that you all get introduced to her ELL teacher as well as the things that they're going to be working on. Um, and if there's anything specific that you're working on at home, we can try to do that in the classroom as well.
Okay.
So we'll definitely like keep those things going with our communication. You can let me know what you all are working on, and I'll let you know what we're working on at home. I mean, at school, and I'll send those things home to you guys.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions or concerns for me?
Mm, if I don't know how to help her, can I send you emails?
Yes,
What do
please.
it?
I'm available anytime. So anytime you need to send me an email, just send it and I'll make sure to reply to you as soon as possible.
And my native language is not English. Do you think if I read an English book to her, do you think that will help her? Or you think watching a video is better?
Um, I think it'll be whatever you're most comfortable with. So if you're not as comfortable reading the book, there are all sorts of the books, we can find them on YouTube. So if you have like a hard copy book at home that you wanted to read to her, but you're not comfortable, definitely go ahead and play the video for her in English. That way she's still hearing it and seeing it.
I just feel her dad is too busy. I think if he can do something more to help her, like read books, then her English should be much better than now.
Yep. And I mean, Dad, I can send you the resources also. And I don't know if you know what if you do like FaceTime with her. You guys can work on the flashcards, or you guys can work with the videos online, and then that way, you're able to help her even from the road, if that works for you.
Yeah, because I feel sometimes I'm also busy with housework, all these things. I don't really have a lot of time to help her to learn sometimes. So I
Hmm.
feel that also he also need to do something to help her too.
Yep, always blaming the father, but I'll try to do more.
Yep. And then I can also, there's usually some time at the end of the day where we just have the kids, we call it dear, drop everything and read. So I can pull her aside for some of that time and, allow her to work through some of her homework in class, if that will help you also. Um, just to make sure, like she's getting it done. And then maybe when she go home, it's less for her to do, or less for you to try to work with her on. But I can also just try to create that space for her in the classroom if that helps you.
Okay, that's great.
Yep. And if ever, Mom, if you have any time where you want to come and volunteer or just come and maybe, watch the things that we're doing in class, please feel free to let me know what date and time you're available, because you're always welcome.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So if you guys don't have any more questions, we can end it for now, and I will be talking to you guys in about 2 weeks.
Okay, great.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for having this meeting.
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.